India has a continuing love affair with Amitabh Bachchan. He's our hero, entertainer, a touchstone, a demigod. But in our rendezvous, we'll glimpse the essence of Amitabh, which is the family man. With Jaya, Shweta and Abhishek, for the first time together, the Bachchans. Well, this is an historic occasion. For the first time, the Bachchan family together on one show. Amit-ji, Jaya-ji, Shweta, Abhishek, I'm honored. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Especially Shweta, you especially, because this is your first television interview, isn't it?
Yes.
Very happy to have you here.
Thank you.
So tell me, how often does this happen, a family get together like this?
Whenever is possible. Thanks to the fact that you called us for this interview, so she was able to come from Delhi.
Okay, that's nice. Now I'm going to take you back to 1976. The nucleus of the family was created when Abhishek was born. Shweta was too.
Okay.
It's all about me.
Sholay and Diwar had happened, and you were riding the crest. How difficult was it to balance being a superstar and a father, Amit-ji?
I've never been a superstar, I don't believe in it. So, just another professional who's has very odd hours. It's just that because of my timings, I felt that perhaps I was not able to devote as much time as I would have wanted to.
Do you remember the last time when you were here, I asked Jaya-ji to give you, to rate you as a father? Do you remember what she said?
Somewhere in the low 2s or 3s. Or something.
Okay, well, there's no replay button in life, but there is on our show. How much would you rate him as a father?
9.
He's a very good father.
He's a very good father.
But you know, a lot of people feel that you never spend time with your kids.
No. Actually, people don't know him at all.
So, 9 out of 10. Is it right?
I think she forgot 1 point.
Yeah. 10.
That's sweet.
Unless the report cards arrived, that's when you really didn't want to be around him.
What were some of the things that you loved doing?
Just be with them. Just, you know, hugging them and being close to them and playing with them.
We used to make this obstacle course, remember?
Yeah, that's right.
And we had like races and stuff.
I remember he used to stand like this and we used to hang off his biceps
yeah.
and he used to turn us around. He still does that with Navya and Agastya.
Okay.
Yeah, all kinds of little games, or just taking them out for a drive, and as they grew a little older, trying to teach them how to drive.
He had this obsession of, you know, oiling them completely. This is a very UPite habit.
No, it's not. It's really good. I mean, kadu tel is so good for the body.
Whenever he got the time, he used to catch me and put kadu tel all over in my hair, on my face, on my body, and he used to give me a bath.
In fact, Abhishek didn't leave him alone. You know, either fighting with him or, you know, and then he had this habit of, Papa, Papa, you know. Why? He just wanted his attention to himself.
You meant to say nice things about him.
I'm saying nice things.
My most enduring image of him is forever near the air conditioning, checking the vent. Or if you woke up at night by mistake. Papa wear these really long jablas to sleep. This is like a white, really scary. If you just woke up in the middle of the night and you're like this huge white person who's looking and perpetually tucking you in, or like, you know.
How conscious were you of your parents being icons?
I wasn't conscious at all. I had no idea. Up until I was about 7, 8, I didn't see any of his films.
Naughty girl, yeah.
I think I'm just about realizing it.
When you saw their films, was he your dad fighting?
No. Honestly, I don't relate to it.
You don't relate
as like my father on screen.
And mother?
Yeah, I do. I don't watch my mother's films at all. They really make me cry.
So when you see both of them together in a film, then what?
Lots of tissue paper.
Lots of tissue paper.
Like Abhiman and
Yeah.
K3G.
Lots of
Worst
tissue
film.
paper. Yeah.
Then Mama is still real, but Dad is the role.
I'm still confused about that. Maybe I just don't want to share my father with the rest of the world. So for me, he's just my father, and person on screen is the person on
Is the
screen.
character.
I had no problems. I'm very happy saying that that's my dad. My dad is Anthony, my dad is Shahanshah. I thought it was really cool to be such a person's son. But my mother, I don't know, I still react to her as my mother.
Yeah, same here.
You know, I think because I was the contact point.
Every time they wanted something, it came via her. I think it's the same in most houses.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think.
When you see Abhishek, how do you react to him on screen? Who is he then?
He's my brother.
Okay. When you see Abhishek on screen, is he your son or an actor?
He's my son. And I see my son performing. We all get very emotional about it. I still do. I mean, right from the time when we saw him performing on stage as a little boy. And we used to take videos, and then we used to come home and we used to watch the video. And we'd actually just sort of hold each other and get really emotional about it. There is something, I don't know what it is.
He's
between,
that bad. What have we done?
Between parents and children, but this, it always happens.
I know.
You see them achieving something, you just see them doing anything. It brings a tear in your eyes, and I think it's quite universal.
Amit-ji, at what age do parents become friends with their kids?
I think Abhishek and me have always treated each other as friends more than as father and son. Because I had decided the day he was born that that's how I would want my relationship to be with my son. He would be my friend. And for Shweta, I had decided that she's going to be the lady of the house.
Okay.
And I'm going to be treating her like a lady.
Okay. But what does a friend mean?
Just discuss everything, talk to them normally. I remember when he was a kid, I just casually talked to him and say, "Hi, Tiger, how are you doing?" and this and a couple of times he heard this, and he was very young, and it never registered what it was that I was trying to say. So he felt that he needed to respond back to me in the same lingo. And on one occasion, he said, "Hi, Tiger, how are you doing?" "Hi, Leopard, I'm fine. I'm really cool." And he felt that an equation of an animal was what was going to bring him on the same plane as me. And I remember on one of these occasions, one of her friends was there, and she said, "Who's Abhishek talking to?" She says, "The father." "Are you mad?" It was like that. So I just, I've never felt that, he's a son and that I have this authority.
Did you feel your parents were partial to Abhishek?
I think Mama is partial to Abhishek.
You know?
She keeps saying that all the time.
I think we need a rewind.
Okay. Interesting.
Are you a strict disciplinarian with your son?
I've never raised my hands on my children.
Never.
Never, ever.
I have.
Mama's like just like owning up to everything.
On the boy or on the...
More on Shweta, really.
See?
Poor girl, she got
Whacked several times.
several times.
And Abhishek?
Not so much. That's mean.
See, I was right. Mom, it's on television.
There
It's
for posterity.
It's there for posterity.
Yeah.
You can't back off from that now.
Mama.
I want to ask you, he's admitted that he was a monster of mischief. You've said that she's a lady. Why did Shweta get whacked and not him?
I'll tell you. Because I was the older one, so I was supposed to set the examples.
I'm the baby of the family. She was more protective about me than anybody else.
And still is.
And still is.
See, Abhishek was naughty, but he was not a...
A brat.
Yes. Shweta was very, very difficult
At times.
in the sense, no, with me.
Not with me
With-
ever.
With me, she was very difficult in the sense, it was like, why are you doing this? Because I feel like it. I mean, you know, she thought she could sort of talk to me, and, you know, sometimes it's a weakness of the parent.
And what a joy this will be for Navya when she sees this interview,
But-
because she's going to pick every little thing up
Yeah.
and pay it back.
But actually it is, you know, you're defeated in front of the child because the child tries your patience and the child enjoys it.
It's a power play.
Yeah, it's a power play, of course.
If Mama said no to me for something, then I'd always go to Papa, and then I'd always
Find a way out.
get it.
So you treated your daughter differently to your son?
I've been a lot more partial, I think, to Shweta, because I've never been able to say no to her.
I should have asked for more.
I always said that she was his favorite child and I was his best friend.
AB, tell me, just shock me. What were some of the most monstrous things that you did? To your sister.
To me,
Nothing.
To your sister.
when you cut my hair, Abhishek. See, once we had a huge argument, and I think it was, my parents never went out anyway. I don't think. Actually, I feel really bad now because I don't think Mama had any life apart from the house. You know, she was always there. This one night that they must have gone out somewhere, and Abhishek and me got into this huge fight. And Abhishek said, "I'm just going to chop your hair off." And I said, "You just try it." And he just picked up a chunk of hair and just chopped it. And I had to go to school with it oil down, and like it was really bad because it was right in the middle of my head. Once we were, Papa taught us to play badminton. In the backyard, we'd put up a badminton net, and Abhishek and me were supposed to practice every evening. Of course, I wasn't as good as he was. You know, the shuttlecock kept falling, and after a while, I said, "I'm not picking it up, Abhishek. You've hit it out of this. You come pick it up." So he said, "No, you pick it up." I said, "I'm not going to pick it up." Huge fight. They find me 2 hours later. I'm tied to the badminton pole. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I mean, he's really.
I don't believe this.
I
So-
just couldn't understand why she wouldn't pick up the shuttlecock when it's fallen down right near her feet. She just
I was
flatly refused.
fed up. I was fed up.
How could you let him tie you to a pole?
He was a lot stronger than me.
Actually, once I tried to shoot her as well.
Yeah, once he tried to shoot me.
Who?
I was given an air gun for my birthday, and the balloons from the birthday party were still there. So I made her stand at the other end of the garden with the balloons in her hand, saying, "Don't move, I'm taking aim."
Then,
Could have hit her,
yeah, it could have hit me.
and you just stood there.
She was too petrified.
She's a very docile kid.
Yeah. In this family, who is the most moody?
All of us. Yes, all of us.
I'm generally a very happy person.
Who is the biggest sulk?
Why is everyone looking at me?
No.
I'm
No.
not the biggest sulk.
I think
No.
Pa sulks the most.
I think Mama sulks the most.
No.
I would agree with you. Thank you, Navya. All those nice things I said about you. Thank you for repaying them.
Welcome.
Ma and me temperamentally are the same. You just fly off the handle, and 5 minutes later we'll be sitting on each other's laps.
No, please, Abhishek. Mama sulks and she
No,
sulks
she does
and
not,
she-
Shruti. Please, it takes her 2 seconds to start crying. These two will go on for years.
For years.
He sulks.
Who's the best mimic?
Shweta.
Yes.
She's the best actress in the family.
No, I'm not.
She can take all three of us on at any given point of time.
What credentials?
No.
She can mimic anyone. And I know what's going to happen on our way back. She's going to mimic you.
No, not at all.
Can you mimic anybody in the family?
You mimic me all the time.
But everyone mimics you, Mama.
What does your mother do?
What doesn't she do? At least for 27 years, there's a long-standing record of Ma's that every meal she drops something on herself. Till she was just having a sip of water in the break and she dropped some on her blouse. And I noticed.
Okay, now that you're at it, may I add a few things?
Yeah, please.
Fine. There's not a single day when she's on the dining table and she hasn't yelled at the people in the kitchen is say, stop talking and making so much noise.
No, but I mean, yeah, she stresses a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't blame her. I mean, she's got a neck problem and all. I mean, imagine.
Oh, keep quiet.
We used to joke with her, you know, she's firing the three of us, you know, like, Shweta, don't talk to me. Abhishek, Amit-ji, you don't.
She's being mean to you. Not fair.
And she always walks so slowly, gets left behind.
Ma's claustrophobic. It doesn't matter where you are and who you're with. She'll get off the car in the middle of a highway.
You can't.
She did it on the way here. Can you please stop the car? I want to get out.
You feel pukey or what?
You know, you feel someone just squeezing your lungs. See? I mean, it's terrible.
And she can get claustrophobic even in open air. We were on a holiday in Greece, and we were on this boat, a sailboat, really massive job, and I think just 8 or 9 of us. And breeze, lots of fresh air, water everywhere, open skies.
Couldn't be more open.
Yeah, couldn't be
And
more
she's saying,
open.
you know, I think this boat is going to sink because I can feel it all happening. And she's getting claustrophobic on the boat.
But she tries.
Not only tries, she laughs with you guys when you're saying all these things. That's the
You
best
know,
part.
no, Ma is really the punching bag of the family. She gets it from everyone, but.
When she gives it back.
No, that yes. But if there's ever a problem, the first person we're concerned about is her. We're most protective about her.
No, I think we're most protective about you.
At least as far as I'm concerned. I remember when I gave my first interview, I could handle questions on my father. I can't take them with my mother.
That's nice. In 1982, July 24th, everything sort of changed in one shot, as it were. This was the accident on the sets of Coolie. Amit-ji, you were in and out of consciousness, and Jaya-ji was holding the fort. Were you kids aware of the gravity of the situation?
I don't think we knew how serious it was.
You were 8. You were 6.
Yeah.
When did you realize?
Much later.
There was one time when Abhishek had a very bad asthma attack. You know, we didn't know what caused it. And then I asked my niece, who was in the same class, and she said that one boy came and sort of said, he probably didn't understand what it was, came and said, Abhishek, your father is going to die. So, you know, maybe he didn't know what it was, but, you know, he reacted.
Amit-ji, on August the 2nd, the doctors declared you clinically dead. What happened that day?
I don't know. I was in a coma. I had ruptured my intestine at the accident on the set. And then there was a surgery which was conducted almost as an emergency. And sure enough, when we went to Bombay 5 days later, my intestines, the sutures ruptured and I had to have another surgery. It was at the end of that surgery where I couldn't come out of surgery, out of anesthesia for almost a good 12 to 14 hours. That's when they felt that it's all over because there was hardly any pulse. BP was down to almost 0 and stuff like that.
And when I reached the hospital, my brother-in-law said, where were you? We've been looking for you. And so I said, I went home to see the kids. So he says, then he sort of took me up and he says, look, you have to be brave, and I'm going to tell you. And I said, no, it's not possible. He's not going to do this. I know it's not possible. I had the prayer book in my hand. I had Hanuman Chalisa. Dr. Dastur passed by and he told me, he says, it's only your prayers that will help.
My God.
But I couldn't read it, you know, because I kept looking. I couldn't see what they were doing, but I could see that they were pumping his heart, they were giving him all kinds of injections, and then after they gave some injection, nothing happened, and they gave up, and then I saw it to move a little bit, and you know, I just sort of said, it moved.
Then they massaged him feet upwards.
Yeah.
And he revived.
They were just amazing. And it was so strange, Simiji, you know, the same day, at the same time, there was another man in the ICU, in another cubicle who died at the same time, born on the 11th of October 1942.
Oh my God.
Yes.
How strange.
Yes.
That's scary.
It's very scary.
Did you know that?
No.
I mean, it was shocking.
And you took birth again in that sense.
Yeah.
2 birthdays.
Yeah, I just celebrated.
So you celebrate both birthdays?
Well,
Well, we
metaphorically.
remind each other.
2nd of August.
2nd of August. Sorry.
Happy birthday. But Amit-ji, that makes you 21.
Yeah.
Just 21. So lovely.
Don't I look it?
You do, absolutely. But you said it was after August the 2nd that the hard time really began for you.
That was a devastating time for me, because the first time they put me on my feet to get me walking, my legs crumbled and I just fell to the floor. I felt that, you know, I'd lost my power. I had to learn to walk again. It's like teaching a child how to walk again. And then the repair work after you leave hospital, because you're not the same person. You are, and you're never going to be the same person again. You've lost almost, say, 75% of your body. Your face doesn't look the same, your hair doesn't look the same.
And you're an action hero. Did you ever panic about the future?
Not really panic, but I think that there was a realization that, fine, this has happened to me, and either I succumb to it or I keep trying. I chose to keep trying.
Jaya-ji, I remember seeing you at that time, and you never displayed any visible fear or emotion. What was going on inside you?
I think I had just stopped thinking about what could have happened or what can happen. I sort of always felt that, no, he'll fight. He'll overcome all these problems. And because in Bangalore, when he was very bad, there are certain things that he said to me, and you know, that was in my mind. And I said, there's no way that he's going to let us down. So that was the faith I had.
What did he say?
What did I say?
I can't tell you.
I hope I didn't say anything wrong.
Of course not.
What did he say? Anyway, you got a second chance at life.
Yeah.
And we're grateful for that.